So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. As you know, it's a guy here, Kuyuni, and
Megan.
yeah. So today we are back again on Zoom as usual, because that will be our usual nowadays.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, how have you been? How is everything there? Tell us, update us on such things. Or
Yeah, so
yeah, and how things they have changed since you left Kenya. What's the things that maybe you are feeling you are doing it here in Kenya and now you are doing it there and you feel like I should not do this, I should do this, I should not do this. Yeah, such things. Just update us.
okay. So that's not a lot. Now there's a lot of things. And just so everyone knows, my nephews might be making noise in the background. So if you hear any kids, that's what's going on behind me. Um, yeah, so it's cold today. Are you guys cold over there? Because you've been complaining that it's been cold lately in NAC.
Yeah, here it's also cold. It's raining. Like today, it has been raining since morning up to around 4:30. It was raining.
Yeah, here the weather's been crazy. It'll be like really hot and it will be so warm you're wearing, a t-shirt outside. And then the next day it's so cold. Like today, yesterday and today, it's been so cold that you need coats, you need scarves on, you need boots. So it's been kind of adjustment. So yeah, I moved back here in February. So I moved to the Midwest in February, which means there was snow, it was minus degrees. It was so cold. So that was definitely like a big adjustment because, in Kenya, I was wearing sandals all year round. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
And also try to raise your voice up a little bit, please.
Okay. I'm talking loudly, but okay. So yeah, it was adjusting to the cold was a big thing, but like culturally, a big difference. I don't know. It's just people interact differently here. So here, people tend to be, in my experience, way more talkative with me here than they were back in Kenya. And but one of the biggest things is like I got so used to when you meet someone in Kenya, you shake their hand or you go to like you fist bump. But in the US, some people will meet you and they'll just like look at you and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And to me, that's so weird. Would you find that weird if you were over here?
We are about what?
Would you find it weird if like you met someone and they didn't shake your hand?
Yeah, because here we are used to that. We are used to when you meet someone, you have to shake your hand. You have to say hi. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, because I'm in a new job, right? So people will be like, "Oh, this is so and so. They're in this department." And I'll like go to shake their hand, and they'll be like, "Hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you." And their arms are like crossed.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that feels weird." So I think I got used to that in Kenya. Like you must greet everyone, and that's the other thing is like every time I get to work, I don't know if it's just the place I work at or what, but like when I get to work, I say, good morning, hi, how are you doing to everyone as I walk past them. They're all like in their little desk holes. And it's like not expected. Like people seem surprised when I say good morning to everybody. I'm like, oh, I think that might be another thing I picked up from living in Kenya is like, even if I don't know you that well, I'm going to say hi to you. Even if you're like working, it's just weird to me to walk past someone and not say like, hey, how you doing? So that's been an adjustment. Um, let's see. I mean, obviously the food is an adjustment. So I'm not eating as healthy here as I was in Kenya.
Yeah, there's no
That's
garlic
not to say
there
there's no ugali here now. That's not
or
to say there's
githeri.
not healthy food in the US, but the easy and cheaper food is not healthy. So it's like my body's like, what are you doing to me? Because I got so used to eating like food that just got taken from the shamba and just driven down the road. So that has been a big adjustment. I'm trying to think, what are some other things I've told you that I've had to adjust to coming back?
Uh, which are the other things that maybe to us nowadays we don't drink tea like the way you are drinking in Kenya? Is another thing that we do in Kenya. I don't know if it's there. It's about the when you go to someone's house, you have to remove your shoes. I don't know there if people they do that or they don't do that.
That's a very good one. Okay, so many people, okay, it kind of depends. It depends which home you go into. Some homes are like, yeah, sure, leave your shoes on, I don't mind, and some don't. But for me, I got so used to in Kenya, like going to someone's home with shoes on is like the rudest of rude things. So for my job, I'm going into people's homes a lot and it's like professional. So you don't take off your shoes and it feels so strange to me. Cause like the other day we went to someone's house and she was like, "Oh, I just washed the floors." And here I am walking with my outside shoes and it felt really strange. You're right, that is a thing. But previously I would have been like, "Oh, okay, whatever, no big deal." But living in Kenya, that is it's like ingrained in your brain that you don't walk into someone's home with your shoes on. So that is a big difference for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
there
you
a
for
thing
reminding me of
like,
that one.
okay, okay, are you done? Or should I ask you another question?
No.
Yeah. So is there like here in Kenya we have this cultural thing that when a visitor come to your house, you have to offer them. Most of the time, we do offer them tea or something to drink, mostly tea. Is there this?
Mhm.
Is it the same thing that you do there, or it's not the same thing?
Yeah, no. So I mean there are people who are just naturally they just want to like be they're hospitable and they like offer things, but for the most part, yeah, you can go to someone's home and they do what they need to do and then they leave unless you purposefully came like, hey, come over for supper or come over and we'll have like movies and a snack or something. But a lot of times you'll just go to someone's house and they won't offer anything, especially not tea, unless you're sick or unless it's really cold outside. It's like rare that someone will offer tea. Um, if you're just like visiting for a short visit. Yeah, no, that is a difference because we've had some people come in the house and my instinct is like, oh, I need to make tea for them. No, I don't, because like they don't expect that. They're not, that's not something they want. Um, yeah, so that is a difference. You're right. And I think in Kenya too, you don't always offer it. In my experience, people just give it to you. Like you show up and then they start boiling water to make chai, you know.
Yeah, that's
And
how you do it. Yeah.
right, like you don't say, "Would you like some tea?" You just like do it and then you serve them. Or like with other fruit or bread or whatever snacks you have. Whereas here, I would never serve something to someone unless I ask first, because people might have said they might feel uncomfortable eating in your home or they might have allergies or like sensitivities to certain foods. So I would never just assume in the US that I'm just gonna like make food and give it to you. I want to ask you first. So that you're right, that is a really big difference. That it does kind of go against what I got used to in Kenya.
Yeah. Then is there markets like the way we have markets here in Kenya? Like you go and buy your own things like fresh vegetables or bananas or those fruits. Is there a market like that? I know you know what I'm talking about, like the market that we have here in Kenya.
Right. So not not really like on not consistently. So we do have what we call farmers markets where people take things that they've grown on their own shambas or farms, gardens, and they sell them in an area. But that's only in certain months because most of the year, not most of the year, half the year here things don't grow, or you can't harvest half the year. So it's not common. You have to go to the supermarkets to get your fruits and vegetables. Yeah, and I think the first maybe in May the farmers markets will start. So we'll start to see more of those things, but it's like it's not that common. And oftentimes going to the farmers markets, they can be more expensive. So a lot of people just choose to go to the supermarkets. So that is a difference. And that's what makes it so hard to get fresh fruit and vegetables. Because you get used to like in Kenya, even if you don't go to market, there's like Mama Shamba. I mean, Mama Mbogo. That's what it's called. Mama Mboga.
Yeah, yeah.
Edit that part.
Yeah, because like here in Kenya, when you go
Okay.
out on the
So there's the Mama Mbogo, like
hello, are you there, babe? Yeah, I'm saying it's like,
yeah.
yeah, like here in Kenya, whenever
Yeah.
you go out of the big buildings for like a plot is where people they have like rental houses. When you go out, there's always a kiosk, a place where you can buy your own vegetables, like fresh vegetables like spinach, sukuma wiki, carrots, bananas, tomatoes, such things that you need them in the kitchen. We always have
Mhm.
them around. So the other thing that we're gonna talk about, and what I'm gonna ask you about, babe, it's about sunshine. How are you? And sunshine, how is everything now going on?
How is everything going on now in
Yeah, with
regards to?
sunshine. Yeah, for me, I know. But maybe there are
Oh,
some people, our audience here, they don't know, or they want to ask those questions. How is the sunshine, and how are you coping with the
oh, so
situation? Well, you are all alone there.
yeah, so Sunshine is good. He's now 24 weeks. So apparently he's the size of an ear of corn. I mean, that's what I read yesterday, so I guess that's true. So he's doing fine. He's moving a lot. So he likes to like lay on my bladder and kind of kick it like a football player. So that's kind of where he's been hanging out, which is a little uncomfortable, but I guess he's got to kick something. So moving around, that's good. It's a sign that he's healthy and active in there and stretching out and exploring his environment. So that's been going on. As far as being sick, I've been less sick, but I still like if I don't eat like consistently every hour, hour and a half, I need to eat something. So that's kind of been a pain. And if I eat too much, I will feel really like I'm going to explode.
Wow.
So that's uncomfortable, even though like I might only eat something that's not even close to a lot of food for me. Like, Dan knows I can eat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But now I have less space
You
to
have left,
eat.
but
So I can only eat a little bit at a time. And that's why I have to eat like every hour, hour and a half or something.
oh, okay.
What do you say?
No, you just answered.
Yeah, so that's how everything is going here. Um,
So yeah, so there is first semester and second semester that semester. So you're on which semester now? Yeah, I'm asking
Trimester.
this on
Yeah, I'm
behalf
on
of
the
my fans or on behalf of our fans, not me. Me, I know everything. So I want you to make it clear to them. Yeah.
okay. So I'm on my second trimester, and the third trimester will come up in a couple weeks. So I'm almost there. And in the third trimester is when, he'll start growing like very quickly. So far, I still don't feel like I,
You are lost.
but I know there will come a time when all of a sudden I'll be,
You are lost. Can
did
you
you hear what I
repeat
said?
it for us, please?
Okay. I was saying, I'm now in the second trimester in a couple weeks. And so I still don't feel like I look pregnant. Like I feel like I can hide it still, depending on what I wear. But once third trimester hits, I'm going to be growing very rapidly. So I won't be able to hide it as well. So I think my brain, I still like can't process that I'm growing a child. Like I do, but I don't. I think when my belly starts like, boop, boop, that's when I'll finally like click in and be like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
Maybe they are
That
forgetting.
is a human being.
Okay, okay.
Do you ask if I
Uh,
forget?
anything you want to add or to tell our fans here, our audience, anything you have to tell them? Yeah, I can see it's
Yeah, I'll just say like, even though as far as adapting back to the US culture, I will say a big thing that I've experienced is like I'm not Kenyan, right? We all know that, but I'm also like because I've lived in Kenya so long, my mind isn't totally American anymore. And so I've been finding like it's kind of hard for me to know what to say to people because like my experience is so different. So I think that's been a big readjustment. Is like coming back, I thought, oh, I can just like people will ask me, or I can talk about my wedding, or I can talk about my last work, or like going to grad school. But it is so different. So even if someone's talking about their wedding here in the U.S., my wedding in Kenya, like planning it, what we did, and all that, very different experience. So I've been finding like that's been a weird thing. It's like I don't really fit in the U.S. culture as much as I did before living in Kenya for years. So that's something to know. Is like just because this is my home culture doesn't mean like I can fit back into
okay. So where
it
do you
after
think
I've been
you
molded
fit?
a bit by
Where?
living in Kenya. So that's what I got to say. That's my big takeaway.
Okay, okay.
Ask me.
So I was asking, and according to you, where do you think you fit better either here or there, in Kenya or there?
I think here, but with certain people. Not all people will like
Come,
know what to say to me. Like, yeah, my husband is Kenyan. A lot of times people just like they don't even know how to connect to that. So it just kind of falls flat. But then there's some people here that they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, tell me more. And they're like curious and they're not afraid to ask questions because it's really uncomfortable when people are just like, oh, and they like change the subjects. They don't know what to say. So I would say I fit better who I'm talking to. Not everyone can I like find that same experience has been different.
okay, so well, my Wi-Fi is not working properly, and I think it's better we just edit here. Maybe we can continue next time. But I want to tell them that I want to tell our fans like um this week I'm gonna do another video. It's about I'm gonna go to a place called Eldoret, where in Kenya we do call it home of champions. So it's where if you saw the London Marathon, that's where those guys they come from. They come from that town. So I'm gonna do a vlog there in that town to show you guys around and how things are there. If I can find a local person there to show me around and to explain more, it will be much better. So guys, expect that video coming up soon. So thank for your support. Continue subscribing, continue liking. We do appreciate that so much. So for me, I'm gonna say thanks so much, and bye guys. I don't know Meg on the other side or Babe
Yeah.
on the other side of what she have to say. Babe or Mama Sunshine,
Same.
tell us something.
Thanks for always thanks for always subscribing and watching and commenting. We love when people comment because that lets us know like what you care about and what you're interested in. And yeah, we're here to answer questions that you guys might have about our lives and how it's different and the same as yours. So we love to hear from you.
Yeah, we are okay with any question. If you wanna ask any question, just comment there. Anything, just comment. If you have something more you wanna say, you can have my my Instagram account is always there, so you can just inbox me, you can DM me. Yeah, if you want, if you have more questions or you want something you want to ask. So always feel free, guys. And bye, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.